We actually need to move into a second phase now, because while the plan has been produced, it's only a plan, and it's in actually implementing the plan that there's more work to be done. So the plan doesn't dictate all of the finest details of how the implementation will be done. So actually we're moving into an implementation phase now and over the next approximately 6 months, I think. This is also driven by a statement from the NTAA, from Secretary Larry Strickling in Singapore, and he pointed out that the transition can't happen until the implementation steps are clear. In the case of the CRISP proposal, there are two major implementation steps, and one is to produce the formal agreement, SLA, Service Level Agreement as it's being called, which will be signed between the regional internet registries and ICANN to actually define, to formally define the relationship. And the CRISP proposal says what that SLA should look like. It's got a number of principles which need to be followed because those principles were agreed by the community, but that has to be produced in detail and to some extent negotiated in terms of making sure that it's feasible and implementable. The second implementation step is the establishment of the review committee, and that's something which I think is secondary to the service level agreement because the roles of the review committee are quite clear, I think. In Fukuoka this week, we had an open session on the IANA Transition, a discussion session which was facilitated by the CRISP team members from this region. It brought in a couple of representatives from two other communities, from the names community and the protocols community, who gave their views on the transition. But this is the numbers community, so the aim of this session was to discuss the implications for us of the CRISP proposal. Now, in some sense, it's a little early because the implementation step involves the establishment of the service level agreement, and so I think what we can do at this stage is really start the work on what that agreement will look like, and that will be based on two things: on the CRISP proposal and on our understanding of the NTA's requirements for the transition. And so what I expect is that there'll be a discussion and the production of an agreement, a specific formal agreement, which would be put then out to community review. And the important thing about that, of course, will be that the implementation does faithfully reflect what was proposed and what the community understands from the proposal. So it'll be another chance for both the CRISP team to monitor and in some sense oversee that process, but also for community members who've been involved to say, yes, hopefully yes, this proposed agreement reflects what we understood in contributing to the original proposal.